Here we have it, the OnePlus 12, and just like with the OnePlus 11, there are a lot of things I like about this phone, but then there are going to be things that absolutely hold this device back. They have held it back now for the last 3 years or so, and it's really starting to get on my nerves because OnePlus, especially this year, did a lot of things. They actually listened to people. OnePlus, you can criticize OnePlus for a lot of things. You could criticize them for how they've handled design, how they've handled their flagships, and all the rest of its software, which I'm going to do plenty in the next few minutes. However, the one thing that you can't fault them on is they have listened to people and added things that people like. What was the one thing that everybody screamed about when it came to the OnePlus 11? This is a great phone. I understand the value. The hardware is fantastic. I wish it had wireless charging. Well, OnePlus has come back, and not only did they add wireless charging, they added best-in-class wireless charging. It's not the 15-watt kind of nominal wireless charging that you get. 50-watt wireless charging. So you can actually charge your phone up, and I think it's like an hour or something like that. Or you get a 50% in a half hour. Whatever it is, it's impressive for wireless charging. The other thing is, you usually get like 4.5 watts on reverse wireless charging, making it nothing more than a gimmick in most cases. 10-watt wireless charging, where it actually kind of creeps out of gimmick territory, where you might actually want to use it for stuff if your friends or another device you have, your earbuds or something like that, are low on charge. All right, so let's start with the good stuff, because there's a lot of good stuff here. Design, I happen to like. You're either going to like it or you're going to hate it. If you've been wanting curved glass back, if you were annoyed that the S24 Plus and the S24 Ultra don't have curved displays, well, congratulations. Curved displays are here again on the OnePlus 12. And so not exactly a waterfall display, but it is a curved display. Nice bright display, vibrant display, something that's not on the Samsung S24 Ultra right now or the S24 Plus. You've got kind of that color saturation issue going on over there as they try to resolve that. Cameras are significantly better than they have been in the past. You've got decent lighting. All right, let's talk about that. The cameras are better in lighting that you'd expect a camera system to be good in, especially at this price range. $800, by the way. Something to talk about. You're getting the free RAM upgrade right now. Use the link in the description. I don't know if it'll help the channel or not. Let's just assume it's affiliate link, but I don't think so. But these are things that you look at for $800 when you talk about the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, when you talk about 16 gigs of RAM, when you talk about 512 gigabytes of storage, things that are just absolutely, if you're looking at this and an S24 Plus, you're just racking up check marks in the column of the OnePlus 12. Then you add in the better camera system. Now, still falls apart in less than low light. I'm not even going to say nighttime photography. I'm literally going to say low lighting, dusk photography. It starts to fall apart, as other OnePlus devices have in the past. That's not really something that's new. The one thing I will say about the camera system, and I've noticed this, and you should really, really pay attention to this, because of the glass, the way it is and it covers and how big it is, it smudges easily, and it absolutely makes a difference on the photos. It's not the individual lenses kind of raised. They're all under this one kind of slab of glass. So make sure that is free of smudges, because even cases, there's really no way to protect against it. The case is going to have this huge area where you're touching or you're fiddling with the phone or whatever it happens to be, and you're going to notice this halo or this glow on your pictures if you don't go ahead and clean off the front of those sensors before you go ahead and take those pictures. Let's talk about another thing. Something that I never really had a problem with, but a lot of people, more and more people are commenting on this, so I'm going to start paying attention to it at least somewhat. The PWM, kind of the flickering that happens on these OLED panels at lower lights, I never really was sensitive to it. I barely even noticed it on most of the devices that I use. However, on the OnePlus 11, when the always-on display got lower and I would pick it up, I would absolutely notice the frame rate and the screen flickering. Didn't bother me. I didn't get nauseous or whatever these people, if you get sick or whatever it happens to be. I didn't get any of that. But if you're sensitive to it, that was definitely a concern. This year, I don't have that on the OnePlus 12. The OnePlus 12 is significantly better at that. I don't know if it's a higher frequency they're using for the display or whatever it happens to be, but I like the experience with that a lot better on the OnePlus 12. So overall, when you think about wireless charging, the specs that they give you, the display, the build quality, everything, they've improved the cameras, $800 compared to $1,300 for the S24 Ultra. Even if you're comparing it to the Plus, there's a $200 difference there. One thing that always, well, I shouldn't say always, it's bugged me the last few years. The software still stinks. And that might be an over-exaggeration or an overreaction, but I've had WhatsApp crash multiple times. Typing on this is bad sometimes. You could be in a Chrome tab typing out an address, and it feels like the haptics are lagging. They're almost a little behind. And sometimes the haptics lag so far behind your typing that it actually jams up the system. It doesn't recognize my next key press. And it's not just a problem with my unit. It's not just a problem with the OnePlus 12. I had this same exact problem with my OnePlus 11. And it comes down to Oxygen OS and the Color OS integration is not going well. Oxygen OS has fans. I get it. It might not bother you. That's why it's kind of it's me, not you. It's not you, it's me. That could totally be the case. And I could totally be the one in the wrong here. But every experience I've had since Oxygen OS 12 on a OnePlus device has been bad. And I challenge you, because it's always hard to, people say, well, what's your problem with Oxygen OS? And it's very difficult to articulate. So I will say it this way. Use One UI on a Samsung Galaxy flagship device. Use the Pixel, Android 14 on a Pixel 8 Pro. And that experience, the material you. Use iOS on a higher tier Apple device. And then come back and use Oxygen OS on the OnePlus 12, and hand on heart tell me it doesn't feel as half a step to a step behind everybody else. That's just the way it feels to me. Oxygen OS feels unfinished. And what's frustrating is it's not a situation where I could look to, well, they improve it every year. At least they're getting the hardware right. Yeah, the price is right. All this stuff. Because I know that OnePlus is capable of better. Because I used Oxygen OS 11 on the OnePlus 9. I know how silky smooth OnePlus can make their software and give us a phenomenal experience. I've been there. I used it. You can't give me that and then take it away. And it's not imaginary because OnePlus literally ripped back Oxygen OS 12. They stopped releasing it on OnePlus 9 devices. They didn't put it on the Nord N20 because it just wasn't ready. I don't think they've cleaned that up yet. There are still hiccups. There are inconsistencies. Device to device. The OnePlus Open, Oxygen OS actually runs pretty well. But on the OnePlus 11 and the OnePlus 12, I have not had the experience you'd expect at any price point over $500. And it's disappointing because OnePlus is killing it on the hardware. They're giving people everything that you'd want. They're listening to people. Hey, wireless charging, I get it. Huge factor for a lot of people. A lot of comments I get all the time saying, oh, I can't buy it because it doesn't have the wireless charging. I got wireless chargers everywhere. I got energy beams going through my brain. I need the wireless charging on the device. Okay, not only are we going to give you wireless charging, we're going to give you 50-watt fast charging. We're going to give you 80-watt wire charging. Embarrass Samsung. 45 watts seems fast on Samsung devices. Now here they got 80. All of it's excellent. I just wish the software matched the hardware experience they're giving us because they finally got things together on the hardware side. Now give us the software to actually match, and then you will have that flagship killer that everybody talks about. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.